All right, hey Tony, so I want to really simplify the homework. I know you got dozens and dozens of moves you like, and I still want you to do a little bit of everything, throughout the day. As you know, this rehab that you're doing right now, coming off surgery, is 24/7, and every 10 minutes you gotta do something to kind of loosen up the arm. But I really want to get picky now that you have the strength to do so, that we get picky on which strength angles we're working on the most and which stretch angles we need the most, and just make sure we don't miss those. So I'm going to start with strength. For strength, the best way to work on strength right now, in my opinion, because you have it now, is to just activate that muscle through its fullest range of motion, not necessarily needing weights or bands or sticks or anything like that. I want to be just very true to the anatomy. So our three motions, our three strengths we're going to be is elevation, right, rotation, and then we're going to do extension behind. So for elevation, I think your best bet is just supine, right, lying down, and just like we did in here, just working on lifting off. What's nice is you can get a little bit of a stretch as you kind of take it a little bit forward, and then returning really slow, not letting that weight just plop down. I think you're fine to do this either with nothing in your hand, just very slowly, or we did a 1.5 today. So at most, a bottle of water, and just work on that motion there. 1 round to fatigue. That might be 10 reps, that might be 15, maybe soon you're getting to 20. Just until that arm's saying I'm done, right? We don't need to kill it, because you want to be able to come back in a few hours and do it again. I do think 2 to 3 times a day, working your strength to a fatiguing manner is still the number. So again, 1 pound tops for reps there. Second one's going to be the rotation. So again, that's your kind of laying on your side, rotating here. Again, 1 pound or 2. We did a 1.5 pounds today. Did pretty good. So just elbow down, rotating. That is the best way right now to work on your rotator cuff strength. Anything else, anything banded, anything with a stick, you're going to cheat. What's nice about this one is there's no cheating. All right, so just like that, boom. And then the last one we want to work on is extension. I like you in this prone position. We've already found that this position with your arm hanging over the edge allows you some scapular relief, allows you to get some different kind of stretching in. But then from a strength perspective, back here, that works the back of the rotator cuff, also kind of resets those shoulder blades and gets those sitting down nice. This one, again, you could probably handle a couple pounds worth. So I'd go ahead and get a nice water bottle or something, can of Diet Coke, and just go to town on these 3 movements a couple times a day. Anything else you want to throw in for strength, holding a plank, biceps, triceps, be my guest. But these are going to hit the rotator cuff exactly where we want to hit them. Shifting gears now to range of motion for stretching. It's going to be pretty similar. We're going to work on elevation again. We're going to work on rotation, but then instead of extension, the stretch we want to do is that out to the side. So for elevation, this is where you need help. This could be, again, lying down. This could be the stick. This could be the pulleys. Or this could be, tension counter, tabletop, and then getting a good lean there, getting a big stretch, letting your body do the work. So again, some way or another, you're having something take your hand over your head. For rotation, I do think that the stick is probably the winner. It's just the best way to, again, if you're staying pretty tight here, elbow into your side, and just cranking on it with that bat, there's really no way to really cheat too much there. Don't let your body turn too much. Other than that, it's going to work. And then for abduction, again, same thing. I think the stick going out's great, or the pulleys kind of out to the side. So for stretching, you still need help. You still need apparatus. You need a tabletop. You need a band. You need something to help you. But for strength, I really want to simplify and just work on clearing range of motion, on beating gravity is the name of the game. Very slowly, no quick, no forceful, no fast reps on those. Anything else you want to throw in, any of the old stuff, any of the pendulums, any of the scapular stuff, any of that cat-cow for posture, those all still have a place. I think that's what you kind of do in the interim. If you do a morning strength session with these 3 moves, and then in the interim, you're kind of working on blades and biceps and elbows and neck, and then you do another strength session, and then a little bit later, you're working on other things. But the meat and potatoes of this is gonna be these 3 moves for strength and these 3 moves for stretch. I'll see you next week. Take care.